We have a jam-packed new show for you guys this morning. I've got itinerary changes, I've got protocol changes, I've got vaccination changes, and I got a few other cruise stories from Carnival Cruise Lines to share with you guys. So we definitely have a full new show for you guys today. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. All right, lots of cruise news, lots to go over, so we're going to start off with MSC Cruise Lines. So MSC Cruise Lines has announced that they are preparing for their biggest cruising season ever here in the United States, and they're going to do that by bringing a total of 5 cruise ships here to the United States to sail out of 3 U.S. cruise ports. So you're going to have the MSC Seascape sailing from the port of Miami, the MSC Divina also sailing from the port of Miami, and the MSC Magnifica is also going to be sailing from the port of Miami. So 3 MS ships are going to be sailing from the port of Miami. The MSC Seaside is going to be sailing from Port Canaveral. And the MSC Meraviglia, she is going to be sailing from New York. So for the cruise ships sailing out of Florida, 1 sailing out of New York, but it is more cruise ships from MSC. So if you enjoy sailing on MSC or want to try MSC for the first time, you're now going to have more opportunities. Now that is for the 2023-2024 cruise season. So if something you want to try, you got plenty of time to go onto their website and book your next cruise with MSC Cruise Lines. Next, we're going to hop over to Carnival Cruise Lines, and we've seen a bunch of changes from Carnival Cruise Lines recently. I just showed you guys the other day the new room service menu from Carnival Cruise Lines, and now they've made some changes to their deli menu as well. So if you like to go to the deli on board Carnival cruise ships, I'm going to go ahead and put up a copy of the deli menu here for you guys to take a look at. Now, these are going to be all of the options you're going to have from the deli on your upcoming Carnival cruise. I'm going to go ahead and leave this up here for a second. If you do need to pause, take a look at the menu and see if there's anything on here that's going to interest you and make you want to go stand in line at the deli on your next Carnival cruise. Carnival Conquest, well, she has completed her dry dock and is scheduled to resume service this coming Monday, October the 10th from the port of Miami. Now, she received her new hull paint, she had some update to her hotel facilities, and some routine maintenance was done in the common areas around the ship, other public spaces. No, real specific changes, just some updates and some maintenance, change out some linens, change out some beds, probably some carpets, paint, make her look good again and get her back into service. Like I said, she'll be resuming service this coming Monday. And finally, I have an itinerary change for 2 Carnival cruise ships sailing out of Australia. So the Carnival Splendor and the Carnival Luminosa, which just came over from Costa Cruises, well, they're down in Australia, and even though Australia cruising has just really gotten started and the Luminosa is just getting ready to get started down there, we already have some itinerary changes because not every cruise port, not every cruise stop down in that particular area is open and currently accepting cruise ships. Now, this will affect all sailings that have stops in the Isle of Pines and Mare over on the islands of Caledonia. New Caledonia authorities have informed us that Mare will not be accepting cruise ship visits through the end of 2023 and the Isle of Pines for the foreseeable future. As a result, we have modified your itinerary. So those 2 particular stops, they've had to be removed from cruise itineraries until such time is they're going to once again allow cruise ships. We've restarted cruising here in the United States quite a while ago now. We're back in the flow. Just about everything is back open, running smoothly again. But down in Australia, they're still fairly new to the restart of cruising. And like I said, not every cruise destination down there in the South Pacific is allowing cruise ships. They're just not ready to let them back in yet. So just like we had to go through the restart of cruising pains that we had here, Australia is going to have to go through them as well. And this itinerary change is just one of those, and like I said, until the ports get back into full swing. Disney Cruise Lines, well, they have finally decided to drop the vaccination requirement on board their cruise ships. One of the last ones that was still requiring everybody 12 and above to be fully vaccinated, well, they are dropping their vaccine requirement. With the one exception though, if you do sail on Disney unvaccinated, you will still have to take and provide a negative COVID-19 test taken 1 to 2 days prior to embarkation. So they're slowly catching up to what the other cruise lines are doing, slowly getting aligned with the rest of the industry. But right now they are going to welcome the unvaccinated. But if you are unvaccinated, you will still have to take the pre-COVID test. Now, these changes go into effect on October the 14th, and they go into effect for the Disney Wonder, the Disney Dream, the Disney Fantasy, and the Disney Wish goes into effect, like I said, October the 14th. However, the Disney Magic will not be switching over to these new protocols until November the 7th. But another cruise line's moving forward with the protocols, and if you are unvaccinated waiting to take yourselves a Disney cruise, your opportunity will be coming up here later this month. And finally, Bermuda, a pretty popular cruise stop, especially for cruises, that leave along the East Coast over there. Well, Bermuda's been kind of a sore subject for some people because they still required vaccinations for a while. They still required testing. And of course, they have that $40 travel authorization for cruise passengers to stop in Bermuda. Well, we do have some news out of Bermuda. They are dropping the testing requirement. So you will no longer have to COVID-19 test in order to go to Bermuda. However, they're going to keep the $40 travel authorization fee. That's right. So you don't have to be vaccinated. You don't have to test, but you still have to pay the $40 travel authorization to go to Bermuda. So according to the health minister, Kim Wilson, many people will be pleased that the regulations are being removed, but this does not mean we can stop being responsible for our health and the health of others. The coronavirus continues to be a threat to our health and well-being, though not as substantial as it was this time last year. So the new protocols for Bermuda go into effect on October the 25th. Now, while they are accepting unvaccinated, they are saying you no longer have to provide a COVID-19 test. They are still requiring the unvaccinated must have travel insurance that covers COVID-19 expenses. But now the question is that $40 travel authorization going to be a bit of a sticky point for some cruisers? I mean, if you've got a family of 4 or 6 traveling to Bermuda, an extra $40 can get a bit expensive, especially when you don't have to be vaccinated. You can be unvaccinated. You don't have to test, but they still want that particular $40. And their explanation of why they want that $40, well, it's a little bit weird to me and it's a little bit vague, but I'll go ahead and share it with you guys. That way you guys can judge for yourself. I appreciate there will be many questions regarding the future of the travel authorization. It is important to recognize that the health travel documents are not new to the international travel. Certain countries have had entry requirements such as proof of yellow fever vaccination for a very long time now. The difference is that those types of entry requirements were limited to specific countries. In Bermuda, the travel authorization has served as an effective part of our COVID border controls. The government will be having further discussions regarding Bermuda's travel entry requirements, taking into consideration what is appropriate and necessary in light of the ongoing pandemic. We will announce those decisions before 30 November, according to the health minister. So unless I read that wrong, basically it says, well, countries used to require that you provided proof that you had vaccination against yellow fever, and so our $40 charge is nothing different than that. And we're going to have to see if cruise passengers buy that, don't buy that, if it upsets them, or if they're okay with it. Is this something you're not overly concerned with, that if you're traveling to Bermuda, you have no problem paying that $40, or are you on the other side and you're kind of wondering, well, where is my $40 going? If you're dropping all of your health and safety protocols, but you still want to charge me $40, what is that $40 for? Or is it just a type of money grab? Honestly don't know, because Bermuda has not said exactly what that $40 is going to. So you'll have to kind of judge and decide that for yourself. But I'm curious to know what you think, so please leave your comments below about what you think of Bermuda's current change in their health and safety protocols and their $40 travel authorization. And that's going to be your cruise news for today. If you have enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day. And like always, we will see you out on the high seas.